Okay, good morning everybody. Today we are in Pontiac once again at our friend Mike's shop, and I came here with the intention today of changing the air conditioner on the Queen. As I mentioned earlier this year, the air conditioner quit working last year, and when we were in Alma it was 90 degrees, and the Queen is a gigantic solar oven. When the sun beats down on that thing, it gets so hot in there I can't even describe it to you. So an air conditioner is a must-have. So my initial plan was to simply replace the air conditioner with a standard RV roof air conditioner, and then I started looking at the numbers. It's going to be at least $700 to do that. So then I had another idea where I've seen a few vans, particularly newer models of the Explorer. They've actually completed the roof. Instead of having this big unit on the back, they complete the roof, and there's a small vent on the back, and inside a cavity back there is actually sort of a standard household window air conditioner. So I really like that design because it's a little bit more sleek, it looks a little nicer, and a window unit from Walmart or Home Depot is, you know, less than $200, and if it breaks you just replace it. Plus they have various different settings that RV air conditioners don't have. So that was the plan when we came down here today. I was gonna basically convert the Queen to a standard window unit. Unfortunately, we did some measuring and I just don't have the space. The roof line is too low, and if you completed the roof line you would only have about 8 inches of vertical space, and even the smallest air conditioner we could find needed at least 13 inches. So that plan isn't going to work. I'm just going to have to fork over the money for a replacement roof unit, which kind of stinks. You know, every single RV appliance is the same, overly priced and underbuilt. So I'm paying a lot of money for something that isn't well built, and it's going to be loud and not going to have all the features that I want, but life is that way. Sometimes you can't have everything you want, so I'm just going to have to live with that. So instead, the plan today is to do something else. Let's see if this door is unlocked. Nope, it's not, of course. So anyway, the plan today is to build a platform right here for Sumo to ride in. I want something at least as high as the windows so that he can see outside, with held up, supported by legs, so I can continue to store stuff under here. And it'll have some kind of a staircase that we haven't completely designed yet, so that he can get on and off by himself while we're parked. So Michael's down in his shop right now working on it. So let's go down and see what he's doing. Alright, here's what we've come up with so far. We are going to utilize the bolts and the studs for the passenger seat to hold the base down. And then probably going to put some kind of a stair setup along the door to bring him up to the height we want. And then we're going to brace the upper part up against the dashboard so that in an accident it'll be stable. And obviously I'll have some way to secure Sumo in place when we're driving. But yeah, we're sort of figuring it out as we go. We don't really have a specific plan in place, but we'll get it figured out. Okay folks, I'm back home and wanted to show you the finished product. As you can see, we got a platform up here. I'm gonna carpet all of this and probably put a little bed or something here for him. And I'll put some eye bolts in to secure him in place with a harness while we're driving. But when we're not driving, he'll be able to use these stairs to go up and down as he pleases. And if I close the door, see, he's right at the door level, so he'll be able to see outside. And yeah, plenty of space. I took the armrest off to give him a little extra room. And fortunately he's little, so he can get up those stairs. And plenty of space underneath for me to store stuff. So yeah, there she is. Not exactly pretty, but she serves the purpose. Now, one more thing I want to do today is the refrigerator. I noticed the other day while we were in Alma, it was 90 degrees outside, the refrigerator wasn't working very well. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with how a refrigerator, an RV refrigerator works, is it's a rather complex chemical reaction that you having trouble even describing it to you. Basically, there's ammonia in the system. You put the light at the bottom, the pilot light or the electric heat element. It boils the ammonia. The ammonia rises up this pipe here, and then it comes up here as a gas, and it goes into this thing here where the heat is pulled away from the ammonia. And then it comes back around, it goes down through those coils down there, back to the reservoir, and the process starts again. And it's a complex chemical thing where it releases heat or absorbs heat depending on if it's going from a liquid to a gas. And in the process, at some point, it cools the refrigerator. Now, some of you who have older refrigerators might notice that during really hot days, 90 degrees or so, the refrigerator doesn't work very well. Well, that's because it's having a hard time dissipating the heat from these little fins here. Newer refrigerators actually come with a little sort of a computer fan, like a cooling fan you'd see on a CPU of a computer, mounted right about here or further down to suck the air up and blow it past these fins and out to help take the heat away, which helps improve the efficiency of the furnace and make it cool better. Now, unfortunately, my fridge doesn't have one, so I got this one. See that? This is from a company called Titan. It is the Titan multi-purpose rack fan. And basically what this does is you mount it behind the refrigerator somewhere so that it can blow air over the fins. It either have it blow air over the fins in this manner, or mount it like this to blow air directly off of the fans and blow the heat out through the vent. Now, this was my original mounting plan, to have it mounted right here, but unfortunately there's not quite enough room this direction. It would hit the little grate that goes over this hole, and it would be right up against these fins all the time. So I'm not gonna be able to do it that way. So my plan instead is to mount it, whoops, kind of in this manner. Get down in there. Well, you get the point. I'm gonna mount it kind of like this. And it's gonna blow air up, suck the cool air from lower and blow it up over those fins, and then the heat will dissipate out. And the beautiful thing about this setup is it's got this little control box here. And it actually has two different settings. It's got manual setting and it's got temp setting, where it actually has a little thermometer on it that will detect the heat around the fan, and when the heat hits a certain point, it will turn the fan on and off automatically. And then you can adjust the speed at which you want the fans to turn, just like that. And it's a real easy setup. It just plugs right into the fans, and then you have two wires, positive and negative for 12 volt, and then you have the thermometer wire. And yeah, it's true that these fans will use a little bit of power. They come in like 3 or 4 different sizes. Yeah, they come in 3 separate sizes here. I bought the biggest one. I figured my fridge is old, it needs the most help, so I bought the biggest fan. And yeah, it's going to use more power, but if it's hot enough for the fans to be necessary, I'm not going to be boondocking. It's going to be too hot, so I'm going to find a place to plug in or run my generator. I'm going to want air conditioning when it's 90 degrees outside, so I'm not that worried about the power. So that's what I'm going to finish up the day with, is hooking up this fan. So I'll come back to you when I've got it hooked up. Well, folks, it would appear I'm SOL today. This controller box doesn't seem to work at all. I've hooked it up to 2 different 12-volt power sources, and I'm getting absolutely nothing off of it. So that's that. I'm gonna have to put everything back together and send this guy back. Maybe get a replacement, see if the replacement works. Yeah, that stinks. Oh well, that happens sometimes. I'll let you know what happens. Until then, take care, I guess. See you guys next time.